Alright boys and girls, welcome to the part 3 of this tutorial series, that is Google Spreadsheet API with Python. Thank you for joining me today and allowing me to teach you about the Google API. In the part 2 we created a basic spreadsheet, right? And we got our API key and the spreadsheet ID. We created a Google resource object. We can do that. So make sure to add an S. It's a sheets and not sheet, okay? And we're using the v4 version, and that's what we did so far. So let's move forward, guys, with this tutorial series. So we want to always keep an eye on the documentation because we want to refer that. So let's get started. Sorry for my phone. All right, so the first thing that we need to do, guys, is basically we need to create a response object, right? So I will do that and I will show you. I will zoom in a little bit. So I'm gonna say response, right? And I will say let's do this way. So all right, so we can say sheets, right? And we can say dot and hit tab button to see all the options that they are giving. So here you can see new batch HTTP request or spreadsheets. So I can go to the spreadsheets, and if I go to the spreadsheet, we can go to the documentation to show you guys what all different things you can do. So this is the spreadsheet section, right? So we can go to the overview. I'm just gonna go to the overview section and the spreadsheets, right? So these are the different stuff that you can do. So here you can see we need a spreadsheet ID, which is mandatory, which I have already talking about in the part 2 of the video, right? I showed you how to get that. So we have to supply the spreadsheet ID. So let's do that. So let me complete this code. So let's see what are the attributes inside that. So we need to give the spreadsheet ID. Without that, it's gonna give an error, right? So let's give that a spreadsheet ID. So if I do spreadsheet ID, and I already have stored, right? So I'm gonna say spreadsheet ID, right? So I have done the first basic response, right? So let's go to the documentation, and these are all the rest of the parameters what you can give. I think this should be good for now. So what we will do is basically we need a get response. Essentially just want to walk you through all of that. So if you go to the get response, I'm sorry, this internet is a little slow right now. I don't know why. So want to walk you through that quickly. So instead of doing this, right, we want to do a get response. Want to give the spreadsheet ID, right? So I'm sorry for that. Let's go to the documentation once again. So here we are at the documentation. So here you can see the spreadsheet ID, right? So we want to copy that, want to give it to here, want to give the spreadsheet ID, right? Now once that is done, we can pretty much we are good to execute the first statement. So let me just add a markup here known as step 3. So because it's good whenever you are reading this kind of documentation, you will really appreciate, like, hey, he has done a really good job, he has like showed everything step by step, right? So wanna execute that, so wanna say this way, right? So now if I just say response and do, it's gonna not print the data. So the way to do that, so I need a variable, and I can say resp.execute execute, and I then hit enter, then I say data, and if I hit enter, now here you can see I have all the data from my spreadsheet. So essentially want to walk you through my spreadsheet. So here you can see the name of my spreadsheet is YouTube. So want to walk you through the very first thing. So here you can see in the properties we have title, and that's YouTube. So essentially that's the title of your spreadsheet. Remember, my sheet name is my sheet. So let's see where can we find that. So should be somewhere here. So here you can see all the details, that is the time zone, the padding and all, the font size, whatever you're using. So here you can see title. Inside the sheets we have my sheets, and we have lot more information, right? Now how do you extract information from JSON, guys? So let me show you one more step. So we want to go very basic, slowly, step by step, so everyone can follow. We don't want to go, we are not in a hurry to do quickly, right? So we have a lot of time, remember. So we want to say data. Let me zoom in a little bit. and inside that, if you want to get the title, so it's inside a properties, right? So I will copy the properties. Okay, so now we are in the properties, and inside that I want to access the title attribute. So let's run this. So here you can see I have the title of my Google spreadsheet, which is right here. Where is that? All right, so that's this title, right? We got it. Now let's try to access the sheet name, right? So it's inside sheets. So wanna say markup. So accessing title of your spreadsheet. So we want to document everything properly, so it's easy whenever you are working with anything, you know, we want to document everything. So now we want to access the sheet name, right? So the way to do that, it would be similarly data. And now we need to observe our JSON, right? So let's observe. So we have spreadsheet, we have something known as sheets, and inside that we have another list, and then we have properties. Okay, so I need to go inside the sheets, right? So essentially sheets, right? So let's see if we are able to do inside. Yep, now this is a list, right? Here you can see, so I can say the index is 0. So now we are more inside. Now we want to access the title attribute, but you know, if you just say title, it will give you error because it's inside properties. So we want to say damn. So we want to say properties. We want to copy this. So if you access it now, so here you can see, so the sheet ID, you can give the sheet ID also. So now we want to access the title. Maybe, oops, sorry for my phone, I'm really very sorry. Where was I? Yeah, so let me just complete that quickly. All right, so here we can see we have the sheet, right? We have accessing the title, and let me write one more comment here. All right, so I would conclude the tutorial right here. That is tutorial number, I suppose this is tutorial number 3. In tutorial number 4, we will be learning some more methods and attributes of Google Spreadsheet API. So if you like my tutorials and you think I'm doing a good job, you can simply like the video and support me. And you can also share the video with people whom you think it will be valuable. So thank you for watching, and thank you for all love and support. See you guys in the tutorial number 4, where we would be exploring this in more depth.